Good day. Welcome to Healthy Kingston. This is a program presented by the Board of Health of Kingston, Massachusetts. First, I would like to give a report from our health agent who wanted to remind everybody that ticks are still very much out there and they're hungry. So, especially before our first frost, when people are still raking leaves, it's important that you be mindful that they may be in the leaves. They're definitely on trees in the area, on deer. So be mindful of them. Be sure and spray yourself with a deep spray before you do any type of yard work. Okay. She also wanted to let you know that we're in very good shape as far as COVID vaccinations. We've had two very successful clinics that not only we're giving the vaccine against COVID, but also the new Omicron virus. And the last two that we've had, the past two Tuesdays, we've had probably an average of about 130 people at each one, which is wonderful. So, and keep an eye on the town website because the ones in the future will be announced. And they are free of charge. They're open to people from any towns in the area. And it's just on a walk-in basis. You don't even have to make an appointment. So do keep that in mind. Also, the town of Kingston Health Department has a number of test kits and they are available when you come for vaccination. You can get 2 per person or 4 per household, 2-person household. So those are available, they're free. So keep that in mind. And if you need some extra, you can go by the town health department and they will gladly give you some. Okay. She also wanted to let you know that over the next few weeks, there's a transition going on in the health department, that there is a new administrative assistant that is being hired, and the interview process is going on right now, so that she and a consultant that we have and off and on Board of Health members are helping to man the office. So if you call in and you don't get a person or an immediate response, they will get to you, but the fact that they're in the process of getting an administrative assistant, this is slowing responses to request a little bit. So please be patient. All righty, I have the pleasure today of introducing you to Maribeth Lawton, who is the new director of the Council on Aging here in Kingston. And welcome, Maribeth. It's wonderful to have you. You know, we've spoken at length, and I'm just so impressed with your resume, all that you've done by way of working in senior care and senior social services, and your dynamo, let's just do this personality is just very invigorating for those of us who are around you. So that has certainly impressed me. But welcome and tell us a little bit about your background, if you would.
Thank you for having me. I can't tell you how much I've enjoyed meeting you and meeting the rest of the group from the Board of Health, attending the meeting as I did the other day on Zoom, and having a chance to just see everybody there. And most importantly, to let everyone know from the Board of Health and the members that are the committee and staff that are there, you know, I'm not a silo kind of a person. I want to make sure that we're reaching across the aisle to each other. Let's show those people down in Washington how it's really done. And let's do some partnerships together and try to make some things happen. I look at what we do as something very simple. All of us have only one job. And our job is to make sure that the residents that are in the community are being taken care of. And when I use this example, people just look at me, kind of scratch their head, but I've said it before. The guy that's working down at the sewer department, he does the same job that I do, meaning that his job is to make sure that he's doing the best that he possibly can to provide, you know, clog-free water flowing to toilets so that everybody's happy and things are okay, and that the drinking water is awesome and all this other stuff. We all take care of the residents in the town. We all just do it a little bit differently. And my hope is that I bring the years that I've been doing this. I've been a COA director now for around 18 years. Yes, it's not my first time at the rodeo, but I have to tell you, this town and the seniors that I have met have been just absolutely amazing. Great group of people, a great group of people working for the Council on Aging here at the Senior Center. A wonderful COA advisory board that we are busy doing so much, trying to make the community better for our seniors, and also the Friends group. They are the fundraising arm for us, so that when we need something that isn't provided for us by the budget, you know, that's voted every spring at town meeting, I can turn to the Friends and ask them to help us out with things. And so stay tuned, because we're really looking at, you know, creating a different Kingston for everybody. And very simply put, if there's something that you want, call me. If there's something that you don't like, call me. If there's something that you need, call me. I'm here, I'm available 24/7, 365. That's my job. And so if you have a need, if you have a question, if there's something that you don't understand, please call me. That's my job, is to just make sure that whatever it is that we could possibly provide for you is being taken care of. We can't do everything, but we try our very best.
That's tremendous. That's wonderful to hear. How could you not want to hear that as a resident? What resonates with you? Why working with this population in this town at this time?
Well, you know, life has a way of handing things to you that you don't see coming. And so I tend to look at my life in stages. And somewhere right around the time that I turned 50 years old, my life kind of shifted and changed. Change in my life and marriage, and having 2 kids that were teenagers, a lot of stuff happened. But at that moment, I decided that what I wanted to do was run for the Board of Selectmen in the town where I lived at the time. And the first 2 times that I did it, I learned a little bit more each time, but the third time I ran was the charm. And the reason why I ran was because I understood something really simple. I wasn't getting younger, I was getting older, and I needed to create an environment for the people in that community that they could understand that someone was on the Board of Selectmen that was looking out for them. And unknowingly, this is really something that I don't think even the guys that I was on the board with, I was only the second woman ever elected to the board in the history of the town that I lived in. And that says something, because all the guys that, you know, when I first came on, it's like, oh yeah, there's the newbie, you know, let's see what liaison positions that can we give her and keep all the good stuff for ourselves. Well, they didn't understand. They handed me not just my avocation, but they handed me my vocation. Because at that point, I understood that I wasn't there just to help the seniors of the town that I was living. I was there to make sure that that was what I did for the rest of my life. And you know, we make choices in our lives, and you know, we figure out what's right, and we figure out what's important, and we figure out, you know, how we want to do it. And you know, you do baby steps at the beginning, and you just make it happen. And 18 years later, here I am in Kingston.
Right, to our advantage. That's wonderful. Yeah, the twists and turns that life takes, and the opportunities we can avail ourselves of if we care to. Tell me about the programming that's going on right now. Like, what programs are you maintaining, and then which ones are you looking to expand or implement?
So what I'm trying to do right now is there's everything that you see that's currently in the newsletter. And if you don't get the newsletter, please let me know. We can either mail it out to you if you live in Kingston, or we also do send out our email through electronically if you prefer it that way. But everything that you see on there is pretty much staying the same. What I'm trying to do is listen to the seniors in the community and get an idea what it is that they would like to see. I've said this a lot. This is not my senior center. This is not the senior center of my staff. This senior center belongs to anybody age 60 and older in the town of Kingston. And I'm going to throw a figure out there. There's a little over 13,000 residents in this community. 4,000, almost 4,000 of them are age 60 and older, right? And so I want to hear from them to understand what is going to make them want to come, what is going to make them want to stay, and what is it that's going to motivate them to keep coming back. And so we understand that, just as I talked a little bit ago about bingo going on for our older seniors in the other room after they had lunch today, for our younger seniors, we're talking about doing things that are more age appropriate for them. Seniors my age, which is in our 60s and early 70s, we're still working. So it's a little bit harder to get a hold of them. But what we're setting up right now is we're trying to do a focus group. We are trying to bring people back into the fold that had come, but that aren't coming, that had stopped coming. And I want to find out why, and I want to get them to come back. I want to reach out to the younger seniors. And to that end, what we're doing currently is the outreach person has a list of people to call. It is our intention to call every single person that's age 60 or older in the town of Kingston over the year. We plan on making that, it's a way of doing outreach that is so simple, but it's just, how are you? This is the Council on Aging. Do you know who we are? This is what we do. How can we help you? If we can't reach them, if we leave a phone message, and a lot of times seniors don't pick up their messages, can't call back, whatever it is, we drop a card in the mail. What we're going to do is the old snail mail trick. And we're going to put in a thinking of you card and hope you're all right greeting card. And believe it or not, they don't get those kind of things anymore. So what I'm trying to do is, by doing the small little things that I know that are important, that one-on-one kind of a contact, I want to listen more than I do at this point in time, so that I understand what it is that people are looking for. I've heard from them that they want to be inclusionary. They want to have a senior center that listens to them, that understands their needs, that responds to their needs, that when they have a problem, we take it in, we deal with it, we help them with it, we let them know that we're going to take something off of their plate and fix it for them. That's what I really want to do. The programming will take care of itself if we listen to seniors and ask questions of them for what they want. That was one of the things I thought that was really nice today, because PAC TV did come in to talk to our seniors, sort of like a man on the street type of a program. And they interviewed our seniors just to get an idea. Why do you come down here? What's the purpose for you? Why does it matter? What does a senior center mean to you? And we got some really great answers. And a lot of it had to do with the ability to be with the people that they knew when they were raising their own children, going to school here in the town of Kingston. And that matters. Continuity and the availability to bring back, call them the olden days that are gone, those relationships are everything. And so they're not dwelling in the past, but they have the ability to remember what they were like as young parents by talking to their friends that, have you heard from so-and-so, and are they back in town, and do they get back here? Whatever it is, that's so important. Family and friends are everything, everything at this age.
Well, I appreciate your time. I certainly appreciate your enthusiasm and your willingness to hear from the electorate and see what they really want, the residents. And, you know, I think I speak for all of us. We're very appreciative of your services and having you here, and best of luck as you go forward. So thank you for your time today.
Thank you, Janet, for having me. I really appreciate it. Anytime. And you have a wonderful afternoon. You take care.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. And I want to let you know next, we have been fortunate enough the last 2 years to have nursing students from Massachusetts General Hospital Institute for Health Professions who've been working within the town. They originally started with Plymouth Coalition for the Homeless, and in working there with a lot of the clients and putting on programming. And now they have extended their services to the town, and particularly the health department. And they've been a big help with a number of the COVID vaccination clinics. They've also been doing presentations at the Council on Aging. And one of them was on successful aging, which is the focus of the month of September. So with that said, I want to introduce you to Matt and Sarah and Brendan, who are going to be giving the presentation that they gave at the Council on Aging on how to age successfully.
Hello, everyone. My name is Brendan Barrich, and we are here today as a part of Mass General's IHP Accelerated Nursing Program to give a little information to everyone about healthy aging and ways that can be accomplished.
My name's Sarah. I am going to start off by talking about physical activity and exercise, which is so important, especially as we age. It's so important to try to exercise as much as possible. One of the easiest ways to do this is just to go on more walks. You might not even think about it, but just simply by parking your car farther away in a parking lot and then walking. And it was found that people who take 8,000 steps a day compared to 4,000 steps a day decrease their risk for health problems by 51%, which is huge. And there's a fine line between being on the obese side, which can cause things like high blood pressure, diabetes, and then also being on the too thin side, which can lead to issues like a weakened immune system and bone problems. So it's just about finding that balance with the physical activity and getting your muscles in shape and just building that muscle density. And just finding time throughout the day to get a little bit of exercise. You don't have to overdo it or anything, but just to get moving is so important.
Hi, my name's Matt. I'm going to talk about healthy eating. It's very important to watch what we eat. Labels can be so misleading, so it's really important to just make sure you're looking at the ingredients that go into it. And the dietary guidelines for Americans suggest eating lots of healthy fats, whole grains, fresh fruits and vegetables, and lean protein. Limiting salt can reduce your risk for having high blood pressure or hypertension. And leafy greens can also help with cognitive decline. So just one type of diet you can follow is the Mediterranean diet. And if you follow that, it's really plentiful in all of these ingredients, and you can just meal prep. So you don't even have to make a meal each day. You set aside some time to cook once a week, and it'll be good for the whole week.
And then, so next, I want to talk about sleeping. Adequate amount of sleep is important for everyone, no matter what age you are. Ideally, although they say older adults should get around 7 to 9 hours of sleep a night. And there's been studies that show that people who sleep less than 6 hours a night were more at risk to develop dementia later in their life. Also, having a regular sleep schedule, going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time in the morning every day is also a good way to stay on track. And there's good ways to help go to sleep that don't require any over-the-counter medicine or prescriptions. Just like reduce your screen time around an hour before bed. Try to exercise during the day, and only use your bed just for sleep. Don't like eat in there or watch TV. Try to really keep your bed as like a designated sleeping area.
The next thing that we're going to talk about is going to the doctor just for checkups. So a lot of people think that they might only have to go to the doctor just when they don't feel well, but that's not, or it shouldn't be the case. Going to the doctor for annual checkups is essential for healthy aging. And one big thing that we really want to stress is to make sure that all your different doctors know what type of medications you're on. So if you go to your primary care doctor and your cardiologist, everyone should be on the same page about what medications you're on, because that can be very crucial for side effects and whatnot. Even though there's things like Epic and the medical electronic medical records, just having a handout of, your medications that you take every day is really helpful for the doctors to make sure, again, everyone's on the same page. And just going to the doctor annually, even when you don't feel sick, can really help with chronic illnesses, and just making sure that your lab levels are good, so nothing gets too advanced before it's too late.
And just as we want to take care of our physical health, we also want to take care of our mental health. And a huge way to do that is to just make sure we're interacting with people, being more social. People who experience social isolation or loneliness can be at higher risk for depression and cognitive decline. So it's really important just to stay in touch with as many people as possible, writing letters to family if that's the case, or getting on the phone with them, trying to make trips maybe just to the grocery store just to say hey to a few people. So it's really important we just be as social as possible.
Yeah, and another thing to build off of dealing with the feeling of loneliness is, getting out there and doing hobbies that you love to do, or trying new hobbies that you've always thought you might like. It will promote, better and physical and mental well-being, as well as increase your self-esteem, increase your memory, as well as reduce stress. There's plenty of options for hobbies. You can volunteer your local community, like food pantry, or you could pick up a new sport, try crocheting. And it's something that you can do with friends and meet new people as well. So that's everything that we have today for our healthy living tips. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it informative. Thank you so much for listening to us.
So again, thank you so much for being with us this month. And those of you who may participate in the Council on Aging, or if you have interest in joining, please share this program with your friends, neighbors, so that they might hear a little bit more about what's going on. And certainly it never hurts to hear about successful aging and what to do to keep yourself healthy and engaged and happy. And I would like to again thank Maribeth Lawton, the new director of the Council on Aging, as well as Matt Burnett, Brendan Barrich, and Sarah Rehak, the students from MGH Institute for Health Professions, who put together this presentation. So with that, have a happy and healthy day.